Stay quiet. You've probably got too much noise in the mind, in the emotion, in the agitated nervous system. Stay quiet. The pull, the incessant pull, the pull, the pull. A pull into the world. A pull into the world of your own drama. The pull into the world of the emotional entanglements, the knotted up stuff that's, following you around. And the only break you get is when you're asleep. Or, a glimpse, a moment of peace, somehow, maybe in meditation, or you go out into nature or something. But largely it's a tiny part of the day. And I'm not talking about sleeping, I'm talking about conscious quietness. Consciously here, to be quiet. So we're so busy filling up all the empty space within ourselves, filling up the temple of inner quietude, of inner silence, that we're just used to a busy inner world. And in some ways, therein is the addiction. And so we say, I don't know what it means to be quiet. I can't be quiet. There's too much happening within, as though we're a victim of our own thoughts, our own feelings. But I would challenge that. So even if you can't, try. Don't try with this. Don't try because you don't want to, but somebody said you should. That's not going to work. You try because you do want to, but there are obstacles. There are always obstacles. Everything is an obstacle. Life is an obstacle. It seems as though life is the biggest obstacle to peace. So what do? Don't bother? Become a victim? Kill ourselves? No. We make a decision from a deeper place. I'll try. And I'll try because I want to. I'll try because I know there's something in there for me. I'll try because I'm sick of the noise. I'm sick of the endless drama in my mind. I'm sick of the endless turmoil of my emotional self. And see, what I'm saying is not to seek to fix anything. Fixing is for a different conversation. A reparation of old wounds is for a different conversation. Certainly not ruling out reparation, but I am ruling out in this moment, for this conversation, the fixing mentality and waiting or saying I can't, and introducing or inviting the possibility of just being quiet. And when the storm rages within oneself or in the outer environment, to choose to be quiet. See, there's no force in quietness. It's not, I must be quiet because then something good is going to happen or some peace is going to happen. No, quietness is peace. Quietness is the silence, the peacefulness. And there's no thought, it's not a thinking, it's just a cessation, just a stopping, just for a moment. It allows something, it allows a little bit of the sediment to fall, just to settle. It's not a practice. You don't have to be good at it. It doesn't matter if you fail. You just come back and you just are quiet. And this quietness is in itself healing. Because quietness contains everything. Quietness contains a kind of resolve, a resolution. It contains a healing, contains a peace that passeth all understanding. Mind falls into quietness, but it doesn't have to interpret it. This quietness has no interpretation in it. And I know most people, are going to say, well, I can't be quiet. I just don't see that. I see that there's a lot of noise. And you think that the noise is overwhelming. And so it breaks your will, your deep longing, not the superficial will, but the deep longing to say, I don't know how, but I'm going to try. I'm going to do this. I'm going to sit. Even if it's not that quiet, I'm going to sit in the quietness that there is. And you might get a moment of quietness. See, the spiritual journey isn't, resolved in one fell swoop. It's not like a sudden moment or a sudden realization and then that's it. Quietness prevails forever. There's no more trouble, there's no more mind, there's no more anything. That's absurd. That's the dream. That's the dream of the imagination that enlightenment will confer all of that upon me and I will no longer have to worry about the human condition. Well, you can wait for that if you want. But meanwhile, just be quiet. No imagination. No further up the road. Just this simple quietness that we have access to. Doesn't need any tools, doesn't need an ashram, doesn't need a meditation cave, doesn't need a cushion, doesn't need incense, doesn't need rigorous training. You might need to return to it, because we all need to return to it. The returning is the quietness. The practice is just the path. The practice is the path. The path is the practice. The path is the practice, and the practice is just a simple quietness. The quietness of stop. It's not a big deal. It's very, seems like an innocuous thing that other people who shout loudly about spirituality will kind of ignore. But here it is anyway. the depth of quietness. Because in that quietness you get to see something deeper. You get to see your own inner movement, the tendency towards agitation, the tendency towards addiction to thought, the tendency towards, the patterning, the endless cycle of emotional, unresolvedness, the tendency, the pattern, the habit, the movement away from who we really are. You get to see that deeper and deeper, and that is inspiring, because then you get to make deeper and deeper choices about where you're placing your attention, where you give yourself away, where you get caught up in the drama of the self, and you develop a kind of greater capacity to say, no, I'm just going to stay here in my quietness, even as you move in the marketplace, even as you move in the busy world. Because this becomes stabilized by and by, becomes an abiding refuge to live from. And there's great peace in that. And the only way to know that is to just do it. Now. Not then. Not when the time is right. Now. The time is right now. The time is always right now. There isn't any other time but the right now time. So there we are. Stay in quietness. Stay quiet. Be quiet.